Hello, my name is Prime and welcome back to ATS Showcases, and today I'm going to be driving this Volvo VNL 860 with our ownable Load King drop deck trailer, hauling waste paper from here just outside of Oklahoma City, and we're going to head down along the I-44 down to Lawton, and that includes the brand new section of the I-44 that is now included within the 1.51 update for ATS. Today I am playing on the beta, of course, but this new section brings in this little bit of road here and a few new depots as well. Unfortunately, I could not get any contracts out of those depots that would fit the bill for today's delivery. However, I'm making the best of it, and I'm just going to drive from this rest station here just outside of Oklahoma City, drive through, and I think it will all work out just fine. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get this Volvo VNL started up and get on the road. So let's go ahead and get rolling out of here. Hopefully everyone's doing well. I certainly am. In today's video, as I am still on the open beta 1.51 for American Truck Simulator, there is only one mod actually activated today. Nothing sound related. That would be the True Mirror FOV mod. You may be able to tell from my driver's side mirror here, it actually looks a bit more realistic. So that's the only mod I'm running today. So everything you hear and see, so of course the engine sounds today, are stock American Truck Simulator in all its glory. But there has been plenty of news here on American Truck Simulator, specifically on the Arkansas DLC that is now, well, just around the corner. I mean, as of recording this video, we still do not have a confirmed release date. However, it is very much anticipated that that will be the next blog post, most likely, that comes out, and maybe by the time you're watching this video, that has already been confirmed, and or the fact that, well, I may have already made a Prime News on it, or you may be watching this in the future and the Arkansas DLC is well and truly out and released and you're enjoying it. Well, good for you. I'm still waiting, but in the meantime, we've had lots of great news on it. We've had some new cargo that's coming in. Of course, a little bit of talk on the different hidden roads, obviously not giving away any locations there, but there's been plenty of great things that have been talked about. And of course, get to experience the 1.51 update. Obviously, I've done my first look on the 1.51 open beta. That was done a couple weeks ago, I guess now. And unfortunately, I was not able to record another video sooner, or at least a little bit earlier than I wanted to on it. But I'm here today, and that's all that matters. And I wanted to check out this area as well. This section of the I-44 was really needed. It created a hole in the network going across the Oklahoma DLC, and for that matter, the ATS map for where it connects. And understandably, and I know a lot of you commented on this as well, it was honestly quite, well, understandable on why it wasn't put in originally. Now, sometimes confusing. It's just because it, by definition of a GPS route, I believe it'd be the I-40, which was, of course, still here in Oklahoma City. It is the more traditional route, I guess, or the more GPS route, shall I say, to go through the city more than the I-44, which kind of swoops in around and stuff like that. Still very, very important, but it kind of makes sense when talking about going across the state why it wasn't put in right away. It's in now, and that's all that matters, and I am so happy that it is. And yes, there are two brand new industries down there, a construction site and a furniture store, if I am correct, just down, well, to our right-hand side there. Unfortunately for today's delivery, as I mentioned earlier, could not find a delivery that kind of suited the bill that I wanted to do for this episode today. That's okay, though. But we're driving through, and it does look really good. It just completes, really, the area around here. Is it a big addition? Some would say yes, some would say no. I mean, this particular section is small, but there were a few other things with the I-44 that were done as well. I believe a few other kind of rest stops, of course, on the I-40 as well, closer out to the edges of the Oklahoma DLC. It's just kind of a few touches in terms of the highway network around here, which is always great to see. I'm never going to complain about that whatsoever. And we got to stay in this lane here as we are going to Lawton. So I'm going to stay here on the, well, I guess I-40? I feel like it should be the I-44. Yeah, I-44. Okay. I-40 was painted on the ground, but that's just because of the specific lanes, and I wasn't looking in the correct section. But we can actually get over here because we do not need to be driving in the hammer lane. So we'll get over indeed. But yes, Arkansas is now, well, truly very, very close to release. I know a lot of you are extremely excited. Same here for the release of the DLC, and there are going to be plenty of new cargo types that come in with the DLC. And for that matter, it may not be completely confirmed, but generally speaking, that also means for the ATS itself, especially some of the cargoes, and I'm going to try and list off a few of them here. There's like packed lumber, a few different, like, I think it was mobile pressure washer maybe, or mobile generator, something like that, or mobile air compressor. There's a few more, well, very unique cargo types that have come in, and they're obviously made primarily for the flatbed and drop deck trailers, with a few exceptions, and the bromine canisters being the more specific one for the Arkansas DLC, given that it's the only, well, there's only one bromine factory in Arkansas, and it happens to be an ATS, and it's the only one, of course, across the map, so you'll only be able to haul those things out of there. But otherwise, as far as I know, the other cargo types should be kind of available around the ATS map, but don't hold my word to it, because obviously that was not confirmed in the blog post, but going off of history with other map DLCs, that's generally speaking the way it's done. It kind of rolls in with the update. Otherwise, I haven't noticed them, I don't think, in the in the open beta here. But that is probably just because, well, they've been, it's still kind of planned to come with Arkansas, so it may not be fully in there quite yet. But don't worry about it. Generally speaking, it comes in. So for those who may not be looking to get Arkansas right away, you may be able to experience some of the cargoes. Maybe not all of them, but some of them. But I guess we'll have to wait and find that one out. But no, there's been plenty of other news with Arkansas. Obviously, a few of the final blog posts. Primarily, the gameplay, though, was a very exciting one, as we got to actually see some of the beautiful detail of the DLC and some of the really unique delivery points, or for that matter, pickup points as well. Some of the industries are going to be very interesting. I know that for gameplay video, if you didn't check out the Prime News, I'd highly recommend you check that out, or for that matter, just check out the Prime or the original video itself. It's very, very unique, the delivery point, because it goes to one of the new, well, one of the sawmill or lumber sites, basically logging sites, and it's very, very interesting just because of the location and the beautiful scenery around it. Kind of a tighter pass to get down there, and some pretty interesting bridges as well that you go across. A really unique location, and something I'm really looking forward to exploring in the Arkansas DLC. Just some of these really cool, well, depot locations, and they're, well, pretty much all custom. A few prefabs, but even still, very much a custom situation in the Arkansas DLC, which I'm very much looking forward to, and I think it's going to be overall a fantastic addition to ATS, and I will highly recommend it, I'm sure, but I'll have to experience it first. I'm not going to yabber on too much until I can actually experience the DLC, but I'm sure, well, fingers crossed, that's sooner than later, given how far in progression we are with the Arkansas DLC, especially in blog posts, and with the 1.51 open beta well and truly along the way in terms of an update schedule. By the looks of it, we're not looking too far out, I don't think, for the Arkansas DLC. So I'm not, that's good news for me, at least in my opinion, and I'm sure a lot of you are excited as well. Otherwise, with ATS, there's a lot of things on the horizon, of course, with potential new trucks and other upgrades. I know the Mac Pinnacle is another big thing as that gameplay video. Some of you may thought I was going to forget to mention that. I'm not going to forget to mention that. That gameplay video, SES Software was driving the Mac Pinnacle, a truck that, for some of you may not know, was supposed to come into ATS a while ago, as far as I am aware. However, from the through the network, shall we say, of some of you in the comments who watch a lot of streams and some other sources as well, it seems like there was some negotiation issues behind the scenes with contracts and so on to be able to have the Mac Pinnacle in American Truck Simulator. And, well, happy to say that seems like that is starting to round its way out. And it looks like the Mac Pinnacle will be releasing potentially with the 1.51 update. That would be fantastic, although again not confirmed on a release on that. In fact, it officially hasn't been released, but very clear in the video that it is a Mac Pinnacle. Some of you may know the mirrors of the Mac Pinnacle quite well. That's a dead giveaway, besides the fact that right down on the glove box kind of trim over, what would be, well, this is Volvo, but in that video, a couple times, and I actually got a screen grab of it. It has the Mac Pinnacle badge that literally says Pinnacle. Clear as mud. Well, actually, I should say, well, I mean, technically it was, depending on the pixelation, it could have been clear as mud, but it was actually quite cut and dry there. That they were driving the Mac Pinnacle, so that was very, very exciting to see. So once again, brand new truck that will be added to ATS, or at least new to ATS truck. Not to mention then, obviously, the Kenworth T680 Next Gen. We have this anniversary edition, but when are we actually getting the full version? It was supposed to be not too long ago, or I guess it was a while ago now, that we were not, when the anniversary edition came out, SEO Software mentioned that it wouldn't be too long until we get the rest of the truck, where we can actually customize things more than just a handful of interior accessories, really. And that still hasn't happened, so delays behind the scenes, again, contract issues, I have no idea. But we're hoping that comes soon, so that's that for American Truck Simulator with the truck side that we kind of know of. But then there's also the reworks. Well, we'd love to see some reworked Peterbilt trucks, that is for certain. And it looks like we're delivering, well, to no surprise, the paper company. Makes sense considering we are hauling waste paper. We want to see Peterbilt trucks be reworked. I think that is pretty clear. They very much need to be done, and I know SEO Software, I'm sure, is working on it. Surely to goodness they are. Peterbilt is such a major brand. They've been kind of, shall I say, neglected this long. You'd really hope that there's something happening to, well, improve that the truck situation quite soon. But once again, we're going to have to wait and see, unfortunately. That's just a matter of time. But there's that. Of course, brand new DLCs with the Arkansas DLC, Iowa DLC, Missouri DLC. Obviously, we'll start expanding as well. Louisiana, all those other wonderful states that are around the Dakotas, whenever they're going to happen. There's so much on the horizon for American Truck Simulator. It's insane to think about just what even the next 6 months could actually entail for the game, not to mention then a full year, 2 years. Really, really exciting stuff, if you ask me. That also goes the same for the channel. I know things have been hit and miss. There's my schedule outside of doing YouTube is, you know, a bit. It fluctuates quite a bit. That's the best way for me to put it. And it's just, well, it's the way life is. But it's all good. I really enjoy doing this, and so it doesn't feel like work for me to do this, which is good because I am busy enough otherwise. But I have to be able to get time, and there's other priorities in life too. So I know a lot of you understand. I do appreciate all the support, but I can tell you right now, I would love to be doing this all the time with no worries in the world for anything else, but duty calls at times as well for other things. So let's go ahead and reverse this into the slot and maybe take advantage of our nice proper field of view mirrors. I really wish, in some ways I'd love for this to be stock, but I also want to say huge credit to the mod author. I apologize that you do not have that memorized. Huge credit to the mod author for the quality of the true FOV mod. Available on the Steam Workshop. Link down below as always. Highly recommend it because it is just an incredible mod. It truly does make the experience so much better. Let's see if I can actually get this correct. I really got it. Toby, anyone, head tracker, eye tracker, hit me up. Gotta really look into that. Because the whole swinging the mouse around is getting a little old at times. I will say that. So let's go ahead to the outside here. What a wonderful delivery. We managed to get it in time, actually, as the sun is starting to go down, kind of late afternoon here in American Truck Simulator. What a wonderful delivery. Fantastic to be back here in the Oklahoma DLC, of course, driving along that nice piece of road. A smaller edition in many respects, but one that is much needed and fills in Oklahoma City a lot better. And as we expand to the states to the east, I'm sure that route will actually become more handy than a lot of us may think originally. Once again, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.